Hello, good morning, everybody. This is Shannon with For Humanities. And as today you can see, we have our special guest, Yate Keaton, aka Miss Pro Natural. So today, as you guys know, I am Shannon with For Humanities. We are an online t-shirt brand. We design and create socially conscious t-shirts. But at the same time, as you guys know, we design, we create, we support those who are entrepreneurs with their business and brand, helping them turn their passion into marketable fashion so that they can stop leaving money on the table. So today I'm going to let Yate here and talk to you a little bit about her company. She has a company that is called Real Roots Apparel, and I'm going to just pop this up here on the screen so that you guys can see. We are going to be showing you and debuting some of the designs that she has for her brand that she has right now on her site, but also letting you see a new design that is just hot off the press. It's not even out there anywhere. So it's so new off the press, it's still in the email. So
It's
we
still in
are,
it.
yes, it's still in the email. So that is what we're going to do. But I'm going to let her introduce herself to you guys and tell you a little bit about her so that you can get to know Miss Pro Natural.
Greetings and thank you, Shannon, for having me on. I greatly appreciate this. For those of you who are joining, my name is Yate Keaton, also known as Miss Pro Natural in the natural hair community. I am the visionary and designer behind Real Roots Apparel, which is a division of From the Heart Design. So, with that being said, we've been around for a little while. In that, we are, I guess you can say, rebranding, reemerging, and getting some support and assistance with some of our designs, some redesigns, some new designs, some stuff that I've had written for years, and we're getting around to getting those items out. Um, with that, Real Roots Apparel is what it says. It's real roots. It's about our hair. It's about our heritage. See? No, I'm just kidding. It's about our heritage, about our hair. It's just about embracing who we are naturally and expressing our natural beauty in wearing these t-shirts, which our tagline or slogan for the t-shirts is a new meaning for wearing your clothing, which if you think about it and you think about our hair and how many of us, a good portion of us, are starting to make that transition back to our real roots, our natural hair. This is, it's a supportive thing, it's an empowerment thing, it's also something that's very encouraging. So that's Real Roots Apparel in a nutshell. It's about dignity, pride, and self realization of embracing your natural hair and celebrating your real roots. And I'll let Miss Shannon take it from here.
Oh, no, that's
And
okay.
talk.
You're doing pretty good.
I
So,
can do.
yes, no, and I'm just going to ask you some few questions. We
Okay.
have guests who are on different platforms. Thank all of you guys. We got Zakia Ringo. We know and love, just love her. And
Yes.
we're
Thank you,
going to
Zakia.
show her up right there.
Thank you.
She says she loves Real Roots Apparel. And then, of course, we have Natasha. Hi, Natasha. She is
Tasha.
also there on Periscope saying hello and blessings to all of everybody. So we definitely thank you and appreciate you being here today and, here on the broadcast. So, of course, as a fellow t-shirt designer company, my thing is with others that are doing t-shirts is, as we all know, there's no nothing going on, no competition here. It's like there's so much for everybody to go around
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
everyone does something different. And
Exactly.
that is the unity that you have when you have someone else who's doing something similar, and it's really
Mm-hmm.
all about getting the information out. That's
Right.
what the point is. It's not necessarily who's doing what, but it's all the information. I don't
Mm-hmm.
do things that's talking about Real Roots hair and Real Roots apparel and anything like that. So
Right.
my community, which is all, like, we know Zakia is in natural soap. She has
So.
natural
Mm-hmm.
products. So of course we got natural and real roots apparel. So they couple together. To me, of course, in my bright idea, I would put those two together. I would put them together and shoot, get them ready
Right,
for a package deal and say,
right,
hey,
right.
let's collaborate.
Let's collaborate, make it a package deal.
Exactly. Make it a package deal and let's see how we can make that happen. And just say,
Right.
hey, this is the natural basket. It's naturally, products and stuff. So one of the things of supporting Yate here today in Real Roots Apparel is to be able to help those who are looking for ways to, forge their way through this market and in this industry. And as you guys know, I've always talked about t-shirts and how they say that
Yes.
by 2025 it's going to be a $10 billion industry, and it's growing and growing. So
Hmm.
you definitely want to look at adding t-shirts to your product line so that you could expand your brand, but it also gives you an opportunity to share your
Hmm.
brand with other people so they get to know a little bit more about it. So
Yes.
Yate, tell me a little bit about when you started Real Roots Apparel. What was your preface of that? What was the whole point of why that came out?
Well, I'm gonna share this story. Years ago, when I had recently got out of the military, and my family, we were trying to come up with something for us to do as a unit.
Right.
And I forget the exact name that we used, but it was like first cousins, sister, sibling type, all of us coming together. And we were trying to come up with something that we all could do. And we had initially started doing t-shirts, but some things went awry.
Right.
And what I mean by that is, when you're doing t-shirts, you have to have your own original concepts. Now, you can have inspiration from other things like this one. If y'all remember Back to the Future, this is an inspiration behind that image. And what that was about, hey, we're back to our real roots, no lie. So we do get inspiration from other areas. However, we want to be mindful of how we recreate those things. So with that, we had a few bumps. That went away. And then in 20, I'm getting ready to say 19, 20, 10, I think it was, I had a dream, and I had a vision in the dream of a logo. So I got up, turned over to my nightstand because I keep a tape recorder and a pen and pad next to my nightstand, and I wrote it down. So I'm like, okay, I deal with that when I get up because I was still sleepy and tired. So it actually reemerged again. And I thought, okay, Real Roots, what am I going to do with this? So during that time, I was asked as a natural hair enthusiast to come up with a poem for this event that I was invited to. And I actually opened for a natural hair expo down in Orlando. So during that time, I flushed out the design, had some mock-ups done, and voila, Real Roots Apparel came about. So it initially started out as a family thing that, kind of went away. And then it reemerged years later when I had this dream about the image in terms of the logo for the Real Roots Apparel logo, and then the t-shirts started coming in terms of inspiration for various designs. And I've been over the years, just trying to get my legs under me and get it going. It's a challenge. It's a beautiful thing to see your creations actually come to life, but there are a lot of other things behind the scenes, as you know, that have to be done and need to be done. And like you said, collaborations. I was new in it. And at the time, I didn't know a whole lot of people in the industry. So I've made some mistakes, I've made some errors, you know. As they say in the food industry, you want to move the food before you sit on it or you smell it. Well, good thing t-shirts aren't perishable from that perspective. And you can keep moving with them. So that's kind of the story in a nutshell. here we are today with the assistance of humanity, Shannon, helping me to rebrand, revamp, and do some things so that we can move forward with Real Roots Apparel.
Wow. Thank you. Sorry about that. Learning my little system here, but that is great because the thing is that when you think about, like you said, your story, how it started with a family thing, and we were thinking about how to bring something together, and then
Yes.
it was like, hey, okay, maybe some things that we didn't quite know, because it's not that you have to be perfect, and it's not the fact that everything
Right.
has to be that way, but some staples do need to be there in order to understand the full
Right.
picture of how to get those t-shirts out there and let
Right.
people know and what the process is.
Right.
So as you guys know, some of the things that I do with the tea business is showing you how to get those things done, how to make it so that your tea business is profitable and that you can get it out there and that people can understand where you're building a team. So that's what we talk about in the tea business, how to build a team, how to get
Right.
people to help you get your teas out there so that you can make that that the income that's out there that they say that you definitely can make. And in
Right.
the industry, you can go it easily from 1,000 to 20,000 a month. You can, but
Right.
that is with the infrastructure that you have with the team, with the marketing, with the social media, the promotion, so that people can see what it is. And we all know one good saying, one good design can be that one thing for you that
Exactly.
gets you out there.
And
So, oh, go
you
ahead.
mentioned team is very, very important. And I've had a number of people cross my path, and this go round, it's like I'm being more conscious and strategic about my relationships and not it being one sided. I know the type of person that I am, and I know that I'll give it everything I got. And some folks may even get mad. Wait, hold up, Yate. This ain't even your project, but I carry it in my heart as if it is. And
Right,
I've been through some trials and tribulations per se with it, but that's part of the growing process. That's part of growing and learning. And I read something. I think it was uh I'll have to find it and put it up. But Adia Rogers' cousin, who's a pastor, put up something. It's on one of Trendy Socialite, one of her posts, and it talks about, in essence, building slowly,
right,
a building slow and successfully, or something along those lines. I'll make sure I find the post and repost it, because when I saw that and I read it, I said, you know what? This is a time for me to slow the process down and really be intentional. And not saying that I wasn't, but I really need to be conscious of my steps, which brings me to when I had my injury. Y'all all know about my ruptured Achilles tendon that put me out for months. And I literally had to sit, well, lay on this sofa and think, what are my next steps? Where had I been stepping wrong? But I won't get into that story. I bring that up just to say it is important that we are conscious and mindful and thoughtful and intentional about our steps. And now that I'm having this opportunity, and I've watched you for quite some time, and I said, you know what? I think I'm ready to make that move, because it does take money. You got to have resources. And I couldn't come to you. Can I get a discount? Can I get, you know what I'm saying? You know how we do
right,
one of
right,
can I get a discount? And I was like, hey, um, this is what I want to do. Can you work with me on this? Not saying work with me in terms of discounted, but can you work with me as I move forward with this? And he
right,
was like, sure, yeah. But that also go back to relations
right,
and supporting. Because I've been watching and supporting for a long time, way before this.
right,
But that also says to timing, you know,
right.
and this is the time. And I got my special. And
Exactly.
we revamped some stuff and went forward with some stuff, and you all will see these designs one today, and you'll see them throughout the rest of this year, and some more things to come, even in the new year coming. So I want to say thank you once again for just being who you are and providing that support, that guidance, and that leadership in this industry that I need at this time, because I
Right.
do know in my heart of hearts, I believe in my heart of hearts that I have a product that is timeless. It's dealing with our hair,
Right.
it's dealing with our heritage. That's timeless in and of itself. It was here before, and it's going to be here in the future. So
That's true.
it's just a matter of, like you said, the marketing,
Right.
the collaborations, the partnerships, and all of those things to make it move forward.
Right. No, that's very true. And of course, I appreciate it. And I definitely appreciate your support. And for those of you
Uh-huh.
guys who don't know, Yate is, of course, is one of our Survive and Thrive sponsors.
Yeah.
And we definitely appreciate her for being a sponsor and just being there. And as you said, people, you don't know who sees what you're doing. I
Yeah.
definitely don't. I just be moving.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Humanities.
yes, before humanities, and we just move. And I know some of you guys are like, okay, well, what does she do? But you guys, have to know, just in my background is, I do t-shirts because that's one design concept of something that I do. I love design. I have a degree in fashion merchandising. I sew, I do all of that, and I design and create. So God has given me that ability to create. So one of my little slogans is, don't underestimate your ability to create. Everyone is a creative, and you have to go and use your creativity. So that's why you'll see I talk about I create. I created something God sent to me, and I was like, okay, that's the platform. I create.
Hmm.
But you have to know that it's all about getting it out there and letting people know and sharing it. And then, of course,
Yeah.
I talk about social issues too, because, my other background is in social services. That's
Right.
what I do. So I do that every day. I manage a nonprofit program, and it's all about social services and helping and supportive services. So I work with people all the time, helping
Mhm.
them go and transition from poverty to prosperity. So we are working with clients over the years. It's been so many clients that we've been working with them and helping them move from poverty to prosperity. So when I work with folks every day, this is a part of my DNA. It's all about, okay, what's your problem? Okay, let's do an assessment quickly and let's
Right.
figure out how
Right.
we're going to stop the bleeding, and
Right.
that's the
Right.
goal. So, and let's just talk a little bit about your military background, if you don't mind. And just the fact of,
Look, I
we
think
definitely
about in them
salute you.
shirts, it's like, I know she was in the military. How she
I
found this stuff
know.
in this little
It's
box.
like we
Oh
appreciate your
man,
service. We definitely, for all of
thank you,
those who have served, we definitely appreciate the sacrifice that you have put out there and aside for your family as well as
thank you,
yourself.
thank
So
you.
definitely we appreciate that. So and that's all we're gonna say about that.
All right. Well, coming off our Memorial Day here, we just had recently. I am a U.S. Navy veteran now. I do have family members who are in. Currently, I have family members who have served as well. But I went in later at the tender age of 22 after having gone through college and working full time, working part time, and going through some personal things that I was trying to avoid. I'm like, you know what? Let me just go and do this. But I joined the U.S. Navy and I served for almost 8 years.
Wow.
I got out medically, and it was an honorable discharge. I got out and I actually continued my service. But a lot of people think some of the things that I do associated with my military background. However, I grew up in sort of a militant environment under the tutelage of my mother. So she was very detail oriented to bring that subject up. She was a licensed cosmetologist. She's no longer with us. So a lot of the creativeness, a lot of the detail orientedness, a lot of the teaching and things of that nature came from that. Along with my father, I can't negate his participation in it, but I mainly was under her, her growth, her grooming.
Right.
So with that, joining the military, for me, honestly, it was like an inconvenience of time, and I'm speaking more or less boot camp, because I was already in shape. I had played college ball. I was still playing ball, in sports, and engaged in a lot of different activities from an athletic standpoint. So when I went in, I was pretty much in shape, but not at the level I needed to be for the
Right.
military. So when I joined, I'm like, okay, this is nothing. Um, the athletic part of it is nothing. It's just the getting up early and staying up late. And then even
Right.
from folding your clothes and cleaning up and doing all these different things that we had to do in the barracks, I was like, this is nothing. But I, went through, enjoyed my time. There were some challenges during my time, especially as it relates, and I got to bring the hairpiece in, when I began to transition, because that's where I started my transition back to my real roots, with my hair. And that was a challenging time. I actually did a post about it. So I eventually got out, and I got retrained in interior design. So I use, like you, I am a creative. And I experienced some challenges in the field where I decided that I no longer want to deal with that, even though as Africans here in America, and I'm speaking that because our shirt deals with natural African American. Um, I decided, you know what, I don't want to deal with it that closely in such a tight knit community, interior design. So I made the transition, went into nonprofit. I kind of happenstance into that because I was doing a lot of volunteering. And when I began to make the transition, I reached out to some of the people that I was working with and volunteering for with our youth in the community. I said, hey, y'all got anything out there for me that I could do? And that's how I got into nonprofit, working with what we call at-risk youth, pregnant teens, to include the fathers. I did a lot of speaking as a prevention and outreach educator, and used those military skills and those design skills from that perspective. And here, fast forward years later, though I am prior Navy, I am actually working with our military families here as a youth technology lab program associate at Fort Jackson. So I still work with youth, and I'm making yet another transition as an emerging natural hairstylist, where I can use all of those talents from community work, from my military time, from working with kids, to all those things that I've done to correlate those into moving forward, expanding Real Roots brand, expanding the apparel line, and the emergence of me as a natural hair stylist with Real Roots Naturals. So, in a nutshell, that's it. Um, I'm still serving. I'm still serving, just in a different capacity. And what's the funny part is, I started ROTC in high school, Army, went Navy, and I'm back working with our Army families. So,
Right.
yeah.
Right. No, that's wonderful. So definitely you guys, having a veteran here and being able to support veterans, even
Yeah.
after their service, which is something that has really been big in the news and in everywhere, always
Yeah.
being able to support the veterans when they've come back or they've,
Yeah.
returned home, and how can we keep them and support them and
Yeah.
showing them that we appreciate their work and what they've done and their sacrifice, and by helping them when they get home.
Yes.
So that is definitely a great thing. We also have, and Latina, she's not on here right now. And hello, Jeffrey. Thank you for coming in. And for
Jeffrey.
those of you guys who came in on Facebook, we have Periscope going, we have YouTube going, and we have Twitch going. So we have all of those platforms. And we definitely appreciate, for me, I appreciate Coach Dave for getting me, helping me get my stuff all situated here so that it will show up wonderfully on all the social media platforms. Really quickly, we're going to, as I call, take a commercial break
All
and
right.
tell you about this wonderful platform we're using right here, which is called StreamYard. StreamYard is a great, great platform for those of you guys who are thinking of being able to broadcast, having folks here on your show to be able to let them know so you can see all the wonderfulness up here. It is called StreamYard. StreamYard is you have this great opportunity to do this. You can go and get your own account by going to bit.ly/join the yard. And that is what I call it, the yard. So you can go to bit.ly/join the yard, get yourself, you can get a free account, but the free account, it has wonderful options as well. You can also, once you decide you want to upgrade to the paid account, you will get a $10 credit when you utilize this Join the Yard platform. So it's really great. You can have up to 5 people on here and still do a screen share. And you can have 10 people, I'll just say, hanging out in the yard until it's time for them to come up. You have the options of doing some intros, some outros. You could do like some overlays. There's so it's just a lot of great things, and these young people, Dan Engaged, they are the creators of this platform, and they're just doing everything but adding new and new things and new opportunities. They have a wonderful community that they, for those who are in there that broadcast, that can help you whenever you're having some problems. They respond to you immediately, and they respond to you. They don't send you over to some customer service because, again, they're getting started, so they got to do everything themselves. So you get the support of the creators of this platform. You get to talk to them, you get to see them. So it's great. So again, that is StreamYard, and we definitely appreciate them for allowing us to utilize this great platform. So we're going to move along again a little bit and give you guys a little bit more of the links of where you will be able to go and check out Real Roots Apparel new design. So if you see here in the link, if you go to bit.ly/Real Roots Apparel new designs, you'll be able to see Yate's all of the things that she has right now. So if you can go ahead and just kind of tell people a little bit as far as the finding you. And we're going to show you guys one of the current designs, again, fresh out the email, so you guys can see. And
Email.
she has some things there too.
Well, thanks for humanities. We're fresh out the email with we're gonna say redesign with this new one. It's being sent out in terms of a mock-up being sent out. Actually, a couple colors are being sent out. However, this particular design, natural African in America, is a redesign. It's a revised design that we put out last year. We released it last year, but we're releasing this new design in time for Juneteenth, and it also doubles as a T-shirt that you can wear during the 4th of July for those of you who celebrate the 4th of July. But the emphasis is on Juneteenth. And if you don't know what Juneteenth is, it is a celebration for which we are 13 days away. And it's about the history of us being freed as a people. And I'll put the information to the link in under Shannon's broadcast when I finish, but I don't want to get into too much of that actual movement. I'll come back and do some stuff on that day. But the t-shirt is inspired by that, which says, I am a natural African in America. And once she puts the shirt up, we'll talk a little bit more about the design and how we had what should we say, Shannon? A visual where you have an idea and a concept and it doesn't translate like you
Right.
intended for it to be, which is all part of the creative process too. And then
Yes,
you
it
go
is.
back, you get some assistance, and you get the design redone. So this is also a learning tool for some of you who are out there who are in the business or considering it, and you'll learn about the creative process and how you think one thing, you put it out there, and then the message doesn't translate quite like you would
Right.
like for it to. And then you get a second set of eyes on it. You communicate that, you talk back and forth, and it's like, voila, here it is. So that's what we're talking about this morning in reference to the Natural African in America t-shirt
Right.
for Juneteenth. And as I said, it can also be doubled as one for those of you who celebrate the 4th of July, since they're so close. And one other thing that I want to share about our t-shirts, you'll always find 2, maybe 3 messages within those designs.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at it, you can see how the fonts and the creativity of using the colors and how we make those messages stand out. So it may initially read one thing, and then when you really look at it, you'll see the double message or even the third message in the t-shirt. So that's something that I can say that is unique about the Real Roots brand. Not only is it about our hair, it's about our heritage. It's about dignity, pride, and self-realization and who we are as Africans in America. And I say that specifically because we all are descendants of Africa, whether we got dropped off in, Dominican Republic, the islands down there, came off the coast in Florida,
Right.
Louisiana, North and South Carolina, Texas, all of these different places. We're still all descendants of our African ancestry. So that's why the shirt says, I am a natural African in America. And we'll talk more about the K's in the design. But I'll give it back to
Right.
you.
Oh, that's okay. So if you like, we can go right into
Sure.
the redesign, or would you like to show some of the things that you have right now before we build
Well,
up to the new design or redesign?
well, you know what? I have the original design, and we can show
Yes.
that, and
Right.
then show the new design so that they can see and learn from this experience as well, because I sure did.
Right.
Thanks for humanities and helping us get this visual together. So, as I mentioned, the original design was to communicate that we are natural Africans here in America. So, when I communicated that thought, that concept to the original designer that helped me with this is what we came up with. So as you can see with this shirt, we have the continent of Africa. However, we have the American flag on the continent, which doesn't quite speak what the lettering is saying. So with that, you have the message, I am natural, a African in America. And of course, we have our Real Roots apparel stamp on the bottom of it. So the first message is, okay, I am natural, because we're dealing with a natural hair apparel line, right? And the second message is, I am an African in America, which we are Africans, descendants of Africa, here in America. So if you would go ahead and take that away, Shannon, and show them the new design. Here's the original and the new one.
Yes. So we're going to do that. So let me go ahead and while you just kind of talk a little bit more about where they can find you, and I'm going to cue up the screen
Okay.
share.
All right. Well, we can be
Okay.
found across Facebook, Instagram. We're also on Twitter. Facebook for Real Roots Apparel. That is Real Roots with a Z Apparel on Facebook. We are on Instagram at Real Roots with a Z Apparel. And on Twitter, we're at Roots with a Z Naturals. So those are the platforms that we're on social media wise. And of course, we're on YouTube at Real Roots TV. And we also have Real Roots Naturals. That's Roots with a Z, Naturals same platforms, except for Twitter, it is Roots Naturals.
So hopefully you guys can see this a little bit. Again, as I said, it's right off of the out the
The
email.
email.
So as you can see, it is now, this is how it looks. It's more of a I am a, as she said, it has two messages. I am a natural African in America. And so this is what we developed and came up with, where there wasn't a necessarily overlay, but as you can see. So if you could go and just explain a little bit to them so that they can understand what your vision was.
Okay, so with that, the K's in the word African and America, this design was created to serve as a reminder for you all, for us to continuously think highly of our natural hair and our African heritage. And when I say think highly of, that means to take pride in, um, to have that self-realization about who we are. And I'm going back to our three words: dignity, pride, and self-realization. So to think highly of our natural hair and our African heritage, as we are African descendants here in America. Therefore, the K in African, for the words African and in America, stands for knowledge of self, and our African roots being an African descendant here in America. So the K stands for knowledge of self and knowledge of our African heritage, which is very, very important that we don't forget our real roots.
Right. So definitely, as we see here, where you can go and find the collection, and just share with them how they can find the collection, where they can find you and get
Okay.
more information.
You can get more information about this particular design, which is available for men, for women, for boys, and for girls at bit.ly/real roots apparel new designs. I set it up where it's under that tab.
Hmm.
All the shirts are there. There are other items available for your viewing and purchase. And as I said before, we will have more designs coming online the remainder of this year into the new year as well. Now that I got some support, we can get some things rocking and rolling. And just to let you know, we do have some that are ready. However, I'm doing a photo shoot. I got some things coming up and trying to put some stuff together before we actually release the remainder of those ones that we've collaborated on um, as a team. So we got some things in the works, and I'm just putting some things together in order to present them to you. All right.
Right.
But this is the first one. This doubles as our Juneteenth celebration, as well as our 4th of July for those of you who celebrate 4th of July.
Right.
Hint: A, African in America, the blue, the red, the white. And then, of course, we have the colors red, black, and green. So they're all representative in this design. Hopefully, you can see and understand how we did this one, or I did this one, and then got the support and creativeness of Miss Shannon for Humanities to assist me with redesigning and revamping this natural African in America tea.
Right. So that is the cool part. So I definitely appreciate Yate for being here with us and sharing, her vision, and sharing and giving me the opportunity to support her as well. So that is
And
great
thank you.
because, everybody doesn't always, get support from people for many said reasons. So
Yeah.
we definitely appreciate Yate for allowing me to be able to support her. And as you guys know, again, you can find her here on Facebook, and let them know where they can find you on your other social media platforms, just in general.
Okay. Well, My personal page is Yate. It's spelled phonetically. And oftentimes you'll see my name spelled phonetically. It's just a way of me trying to assist those with pronouncing it. Because even at my age now, I still have a lot of individuals who pronounce it incorrectly, but that's okay. So I'm going to do with you all like I do my kids. Just remember the coffee latte Yate, except for latte with the Y. So my name is
Right.
pronounced Yate. I am on personally at Yate Keaton. I do have a coaching side that I'm revamping to coordinate with me emerging as a natural hairstylist, because this is a yet another journey for me. And I am at Talk with Yate, and that's YAHTAY on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. As far as the Real Roots brand, it's Real Roots Naturals. That's Roots with a Z, Naturals, and Real Roots Apparel. And once again, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook at those um, names or handles, and on Twitter at Roots Naturals. Periscope, it is Real Roots Naturals. So if you look for us there, and of course on YouTube, it's Real Roots TV, which I'm working to develop some things to put out with that. I just got my new tripod from Joystick, thanks to Yolanda P. Lattimore, Dry Your Buzz, for introducing
Exactly.
us to her. I got my equipment in time for today. So I will be doing some live broadcasts. I'm in the process of creating some content as it relates to the natural hair side, my journey through this process, the ups, downs, highs, and
Right.
lows of the experience, and me making this transition at a more seasoned time in my life. Um, there's some highs, as I said, there's some lows, there's some excitement, there's some nervousness, some anxiousness about it. And I'm sharing that on that platform. So do follow the journey of Miss Pro Natural emerging as a natural hair stylist. With that, if you don't mind, I have some other designs that
Yes, go
I
ahead.
share with them that are on the site. So we have this one. I've already worn the black one. As I say, I got mine, you get yours at Real Roots Apparel. And this is our I Love My Real Roots. Of course, it's inspired by the I Love New York design, as you can see here.
Right.
I Love My Real Roots. It comes in a black tee, multiple colors, but of course, this is white writing or lettering, and this one is in black. We have our Real Roots Pride. This is our green one, but it comes in multiple colors as well. Good quality t-shirts. Um, they are direct to garment because I do partner with an organization that prints them on demand. So when you get your t-shirts, they are literally fresh off the press. And we have a distribution in North Carolina. So those of you who are on the East Coast, your distribution will come out of North Carolina. And for those of you who are on the West Coast, your distribution, or your shipment, I should say, will come out of California. So this is our Real Roots Pride collection. Then we have those of you who are military. We have our military collection. Of course, I couldn't forget about our military personnel. We have the Go Natural. This is one of the original designs for the Go Natural. We
Wow,
have a
that's
new one
nice.
that's coming out soon, later in the year. This is our Natural Hair Troops. This one is dedicated to the Navy personnel, i.e., Navy dog tags. That's for me. We do celebrate Army, Air Force, Marines. We have Coast Guards, because I had some people say, well, what about the Coast Guards? So we have Coast Guards. We also have Reserve on the dog tags for those of you who are interested in getting that. And check this out, for our active duty personnel who are natural, guess what? We got the grays, we got the blacks, we got all those colors that you can wear to the gym. All right.
Right.
Then we have our It's Not Just Hair. It's us. It's our hair, our health, and our heritage. This comes in black lettering as well as white lettering. Once again, it's not just hair tea. It's about us. It's about our hair, our health, and our heritage. So here again, we have those three areas of focus for the Real Roots brand: our hair, our health, and our heritage. And here it is in black. As you can see, I've had this one for a while. This is the black
Wow,
t-shirt,
that's nice.
a black t-shirt with the white lettering. And then this is an original one. We also have an updated version of this. And of course, I will be working with Shannon on yet another design. This is for our big choppers, those of you who are making the transition to return back to your natural hair texture, or those of you who have transitioned and you celebrate your big chop anniversary date. This is our big chop be in charge of your hair story. And with this one, there's a little story behind it. I actually came up with the design for the 400 Sisters official Big Chop Day, which started back in 2012. I wanted to be or contribute something to the event. So I created a poem. And during that time of creating the poem, I also came up with the design for it. I designed this shirt, and the poem is live on our Real Roots TV page, so you can see me performing it as well. So that is the inspiration behind this one, the 400 Sisters official Big Chop Day, which took place Father's Day weekend in 2012. So this is one, and For Humanities will be assisting us with a redesign on this one too. And once again, this is our it's uh it's not just hair. It's about us, our hair, our health, and our heritage. The green version. And then of course our military family, our military personnel, the natural hair troops. And then I go natural version. And this comes in multiple colors. We also have the camouflage in the pink and the blue as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then our Real Roots Pride, this one has another design as well, but I didn't pull that one out. And of course, I love my Real Roots. And this design is in white lettering and black lettering. And I can't forget about Back to My Real Roots, no lie. Here, this is one of our designs, and it comes in multiple colors. All of our t-shirts come in multiple colors. Most of them go up to 2X. You may get some 3X and 4X. There are various designs. We do have hoodies. I keep them up on the site all year because our site is global and you can access it anywhere or place an order and receive it anywhere in the global atmosphere. We do keep hoodies. We do keep long sleeves, 3/4 sleeves, all of those designs on the site. So you don't necessarily have to be winter wherever you are, or not be winter or be summer, and still be able to get what it is that you need. We will be adding more items on the site, as well as more designs on the site too. So please do follow us. Please do place your order. We will have some promo codes coming up soon. And of course, we have our new design, a natural African in America, just in time for Juneteenth, which is 13 days away. And then, of course, the 4th of July, for those of you who celebrate, that's 28 days away. So you'll be seeing those items coming forth, more promo material, as well as promotion codes. So stay tuned for that to get your promo code on this new design. So I
Right.
thank you all. Thank you, Shannon, for this opportunity. Thank you for helping me to revamp this vision and actually communicate the message that I intended.
Right. And what you just said is really the key of what I usually tell you, and I not just to you, but tell everybody is that
Right.
what you want to be able to do is you have to be able to communicate that message. And we all have a brand and we have businesses and different things, but if you can't take the message and communicate it so that people can see the full spectrum of really what was down to the roots of what you were wanting to talk about, then it's really difficult. And the one thing that I can attribute with that is definitely having a background in social services and
Yeah.
developing strategic planning and missions
Right.
and vision and getting down to the roots of what, and it just works out. It gets down to the
Right.
roots.
Getting to
It
the
gets
root of
down
it.
to the
That's
roots
it.
of what it is that your real message is about. And sometimes you're on the front line.
Right.
You're on the front line, so you don't see what's really going on in the back or in the roots of
Right.
things. You have to, have someone who can get in there and who has no type of a connection with it to that
Right.
degree to be able to have any biases that stick in. They are
Right.
seeing it from a consumer or from a client, and they want to be
Mhm.
able to see what they're seeing and get what they're feeling from it. So they're able to help you and help you communicate that. So definitely, which is really key. So as I have said before, is that me myself, I have a couple offers myself. If you're looking to start your t-shirt business, I have a Father's Day special right now that gives you all of the ideas and the thoughts that I know about getting your business out there and letting people know and see what you're doing. It's $180. You go to bit.ly/ the T business, and you can take advantage of that. But in the meantime, again, as you know, we would love to for you guys to go and shop, find Yate, right in Real Roots Apparel. And right now, you can see the link here is bit.ly/ Real Roots Apparel new designs. And as you can see, the way it is set up, the capitals in there, all of that has to be exactly the same the way it is because Bitly is very particular. It wants to read exactly the way you have it typed. So you have to put a capital in the R, capital in the all the R's, the A's, and the N's. So
And I want to
definitely keep
share
that in
some
mind.
the reason why I did that. When we're reading,
Right.
I feel that it helps to read the message better and using the capital letters so that you're
Mm-hmm.
able to see what it is. And I do that often in quite a few things that I do, but not knowing that bit.ly,
Right.
it has to be exact. I did that for reading purposes visually so that we get what it is. Because
Right.
sometimes when you have all lowercase, sometimes it gets lost. It gets lost in that.
Right. No, that's true. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just the way it is. And as we say, this is a learning process.
Yeah,
It's a learning process.
it is.
And when we are working with our clients, usually we have to, remember that they're primarily on their phones. So, shifting and
It gets
capitalizing,
smaller. Yes,
yeah, they
exactly.
they just want to go right to it. So,
Right to it.
but definitely you guys see it here and you can go to it. Go and check out some of the wonderful things that she showed with you guys and shared how you can see those things. And I definitely thank her for coming on. And as you guys know, I'm gonna chime off and gear back up because I usually go live at 7:30, but that's okay because it's all about supporting
Well,
everybody and
thank
supporting
you.
those who are here. So again, if you could just share it with them where they can find you and where they can find more about what it is that you do and all of the channels and social media channels that you have.
All right. Well, thank you once again, Shannon, for your time. Thank you, Humanities, for helping me to recreate and communicate the vision that I intended for this natural African in America. But as we said earlier, it's also a learning process, a learning curve as it relates to being in this type of business. And
Hmm.
we want to share those highs and lows of the process. And that's what I'm doing with this. And also with me emerging as a natural hairstylist, which brings me into I may be found um, at Talk with Yate on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and that's YAHTAY. As far as the Real Roots brand, you can find us at Real Roots with the Z Naturals and Real Roots Apparel. Real Roots Apparel is for our natural hair apparel line. Real Roots Naturals initially started out as an online meetup space for naturals. It is emerging into a space where I will be taking you all through this journey with me as an emerging natural hair stylist. So we'll still talk about those things, bring in our hair, bring in our health, of course, our heritage. So that platform is geared towards that dynamics and my journey as a natural hair stylist, but it's still dealing with natural hair. With that, once again, it's Real Roots Naturals with the Z and Real Roots Apparel for our natural hair apparel line. That's Instagram, that's Facebook. On Twitter, we're at Roots Naturals. Periscope, we're at Real Roots Naturals. And on YouTube, we're at Real Roots TV. And as I always say, embrace your natural hair and celebrate your real roots with Real Roots love and Real Roots pride. Our brand is really about dignity, pride, and self realization in our hair, in our health, in our heritage. Thank you for your time. I am Yate Keaton, also known as Miss Pro Natural in the natural hair community. I look forward to doing more collaborations with you, Shannon, and I thank your audience. Thank you, replay viewers, for those of you who are taking time out of your day to replay this broadcast, and look for the promotion code. As I said, this new design is for Juneteenth, as well as for those of you who celebrate 4th of July. So we got Juneteenth coming up in 13 days, 4th of July in 28 days, and there will be some promotional codes coming soon. Thank you. Enjoy.
So thank all of you guys for coming in. So we definitely appreciate Yate for coming. Real Roots Apparel, you guys. Real Roots Apparel. Go and check her out. She's all over. You definitely can find her on Instagram. And as she said, we'll be showing and debuting a lot more of her new designs. So again, I am Shannon with For Humanities, and I will see you guys relatively in a couple more minutes. And we'll be kind of talking about t-shirts some more and Survive and Thrive. So for those of you guys who know that if you would like to get, 1 week of promo with me, and I'll, introduce you to my platform, you can be a sponsor of Survive and Thrive by going to bit.ly/Survive and Thrive sponsor 19. And you can go to Eventbrite. We have tickets available. Survive and Thrive is going to be October 11th and 12th. In Houston, we still have definitely some sponsor spots and some vendor spots. So we definitely appreciate you guys. But again, go and get yourself some wonderful t-shirts. All you natural hair connoisseurs, go and check out Yate and go to her link at bit.ly/Real Roots Apparel new design. So thank you guys. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
You're welcome.
Bye.